Thanks for joining us on The World Now. We begin in Northern Africa, where the Sudanese army has regained control of the presidential palace in Khartoum. Now, this marks a significant development in the ongoing conflict between the army and the rival paramilitary group, the Rapid Support Forces. Social media footage shows jubilant soldiers celebrating with gunfire and prayers inside the palace. This comes nearly 2 years after the RSF pushed the army out of the capital. Army spokesperson Nabil Abdallah confirmed on state TV that military forces had seized the palace and key ministry buildings, claiming to have destroyed enemy fighters and equipment. He vowed the army will fight until victory is complete. The RSF has yet to respond, but its commander, Mohammed Hamdan, also known as Imeti, has promised to defend the palace and surrounding areas, warning of more attacks on northern Sudan. The ongoing war, now in its second year, has triggered what the UN calls the world's largest humanitarian crisis. Both sides face accusation of human rights abuses, with peace efforts continuing to collapse. An African affairs analyst and also lawyer, Patrick Coker, joins me live from London to discuss this. Good to have you join us on The World Now. Sudan's civil war has been going on for nearly 2 years. How would you assess the situation, and how significant will the capture of the presidential palace be for this conflict?
Thank you very much. And I must characterize, or I will characterize the situation in Sudan as a sore point in Africa's political development, especially because of the carnage and war that the country has witnessed, especially also the fact that this is just based on power struggle between two individuals, the two leaders.
And the situation last year was one that was described by experts as one of the worst humanitarian crises that we've recorded on the planet. We had the nation on the verge of mass famine, and the suffering there was beyond comprehension at the point. But why does it seem like none of the major powers are getting involved in this? Do you think because there is nothing for them geopolitically in that sense?
Not the least. We understand from various sources and analysis that actually the two warring parties are being supported by both regional and sub-regional, regional and international actors. And this, more than anything, has made the crisis to persist. In addition, there are economic gains. As we have seen, the leader of RSF is sitting on a gold mine. He is also into contracting international contracts, supporting other countries with fighters from his group. More than anything, all these reasons have made the situation in Sudan really very terrible, and it is affecting sub-regional security, as it were.
And for someone that has been monitoring the situation, one thing that has been noticed is perhaps a lack of mediation between both parties, the Rapid Support Forces and the Sudanese army. What would you advise as a sort of end to the war, since we're looking at the fact that there is no level of mediation between both parties right now?
Actually, historically and even contemporary times, there had been efforts to establish dialogue between the two parties. The US has done it, Saudi Arabia, the regional body, the East Africa regional body. Most recently, we have efforts at Libya and Turkey, Saudi Arabia indeed. So many efforts have been made to ensure that the two parties mediate and bring peace to Africa and its citizens. However, because the two parties insist on not going by the agreement, they pull out of this effort. The advice one can give them is to genuinely go on the table and have considerations for millions of Sudanese that are suffering in displacement camps, thousands that have died, and give peace a chance. Otherwise, this will be a continuing crisis, and Africa, indeed, the AU and other sub-regional leaders must step up to encourage these two leaders to give peace a chance.
And talking about how significant the recent situation is, I mean, the recapture of the presidential palace, do you really think is about the palace right now or about the capital itself, Khartoum, in terms of, taking control on both ends?
Well, I think these are temporary wins. This will not necessarily stop the conflict. This will only harden the minds and hearts of the RSF to make sure that this temporary defeat is upturned. However, it is significant for the leader of the Sudanese armed forces that he can now take control of the seat of power. This is quite a very significant win or defeat if actually they have successfully secured. It's one thing to run over those who are securing that edifice. It's another thing to hold it. But I can assure you that this will not stop stop the conflict. It is only when they go to the table to discuss and come up with agreements that they will respect that we will have peace. And I think the AU and other regional bodies and international bodies must be ready to go and assist in implementing whatever agreement they arrive at.
All right, thank you for your insights. African Affairs Analyst Patrick Hooker, thank you for joining us on The World Now.
Thank you so much.